My girlfriend is pregnant, so let's divorce. Get out of my sight, you infertile old.
My husband said that as he wrapped around his lover's shoulders, but his lover stared at the ground, whole body shook intensely. Her reaction is only natural. After all, I am her. My name is Emery, 40-year-old businesswoman. I've always been good at studying, graduating from a high-ranking university, and then began working for a foreign company. I worked in one of their offices for many years, and since returning to the States, I have been given the position of head. As I excelled in my job, I also fulfilled my personal life with a loving partner. My husband's name is Noah. Noah was a classmate of mine in uni who I began dating when we were both old. We were in the same faculty and class. We were super close the entire time. We would study for tests together so we could know each other very well. Our friendship developed into a romantic relationship when he confessed to me. We continued to date after we graduated and started working full-time. We would be long distance for a while, but we could make it work. He asked me if I was sure that was okay, and I told him I would quit my job and move with him. I was happy that he was so serious about getting married, so I said yes. The two of us got married and we went to Japan and started living. I was super busy at the company, and my husband began working part-time in a nearby restaurant.
They gave us some sides again today.
Fried shrimp. Nice. Looks delicious.
Since my husband worked at a restaurant, we could well enough with the food he'd receive. We would travel around Japan on the So Life Abroad was really fun. I began working at the Central Off Company and became very busy. After working abroad in a restaurant for years, my husband was great at cooking and started working at a restaurant back home again. Our jobs and married life were going well, but we had one problem. We didn't have kids. We were already in our 30s, and I was starting to think that I wanted a baby. But no matter how much we tried, I couldn't get pregnant. The fertility treatments went on but didn't get close even once. It was getting tough on both Noah and his family. Why couldn't we have a baby? I began to think that I had no valuable woman. After spending a lot of money on treatments and putting my body through a lot, I finally had kids. We decided it would just be the two. Since we graduated so quickly from university, we had not seen the US. So we began traveling across America. We would enjoy local delicacies and tourist sites. It was really fun. I enjoyed myself while imagining my happy future together with my husband. Things were going well at work too. I was promoted to the position of the head, and I worked hard with among one of my new hires, there was employee I recognized.
Oh, Lily, is that you?
Among our new employees was my niece. My sister was a farmer in the country far away. I hadn't met her in person in around 10 years. The last time I saw Lily, she was Sohn 6th grade. But from her name and the way she looked, I had a feeling it was her.
Ah, it's been so long. How is my sister doing? Does she nag a lot?
It's really been a while. My mom is really strict. That's why after graduating from university here, I moved out on my own.
Really? I'm glad you remember me.
I had a feeling it was you, but I'm surprised you work here.
It's also a surprise for me to meet this.
Are you a clerk or something?
Oh, really?
I assumed you were a part-time writer. Most of the people who work here are young and energetic.
Huh?
I got the feeling that she was trying to insult me, as if she was trying to say that I don't belong here. We last met 10 years ago, and at the thought she was an honest and kind. But it seems she's become pretty rude. Should I teach her some manners? It was time for our daily morning meeting, and the new employees all introduced themselves. My niece began to speak with a pretentious-sounding voice.
There are so many young, cool, and respected seniors I can turn to here. I will do my best once I learn them.
She made a cute face, and I could 6 male employees' hearts were melting. Hearing her emphasize how young they were once again made me angry, but it also made me realize that I was being unfair to them. Afterwards, I stood up and introduced myself to everyone.
I'm the department head, Emery. We really value the fresh air that new employees bring to the company. We will make sure to show you the rope. Please do your best without worrying about making mistakes.
Everyone clapped when I finished speaking. My niece stared at me wide-eyed. She had a guilty look on her face. That day, during the lunch break, Lee spoke to me.
Auntie, I'm so sorry to hear about your loss. Please know that you are in my thoughts and prayers during this difficult time. If there is anything I can do to help, please don't hesitate to let me know.
What? About what?
I asked her a little meanly.
Well, thinking that you were a part-time employee, the company was mostly made up of young people.
You realized you said something rude.
Understood. I'm sorry.
Lily seemed to have realized her mistake, so I decided to forgive her.
Really? The company Lily began working at is Job?
Have you forgotten the name of my cup? All you do is focus on vegetables, forgotten everything else.
Well, you're not completely wrong, but I'm glad that you're with her. Please keep an eye on her in my place.
Yeah, will do.
After talking on the phone with my sister, I tried my best to teach my niece about business. Of course, without favoring her over new employees.
You made a mistake in this document. Be careful.
I might have seemed strict, but Lily is good at her job, as I expected her, so I did my best to guide her. She always responded to me enthusiastically, listening to everything I said. But around that time, I learned about the kind of person Lily really was. We were on lunch break one day. I usually go out to eat, but it was really raining, so I bought a sandwich from a nearby deli. I planned on warming it up in the microwave and then eating it at my desk. Heading towards the break room, I heard the voices of some new female employees. Among those voices was Lily. I just wanted to use the microwave, walked up to the door without giving thought. But then I heard my niece something unbelievable.
That old lady is so annoying. I'm sick of it.
I couldn't believe my ears. Was she talking about me or about someone else? Intrigued, I stopped and listened intently. Lily continued.
She's my mom's younger sister. So I guess it's natural she's like,
She was talking about me after all.
but if she's married, why is she still working full time? I hate old ladies like her who continue to cling onto their jobs and work even when they're that old.
How could she talk like that? I was shocked. Is that what my niece thought of me? The things she said were too mean. I was trying to politely read everything, but she thought poor me. I might have been a bit strict, but went too far. So why does she have to say things? In front of me, Lily acted like a little girl, but realizing that she talked about me behind my back made me feel conflicted. After her training period, it was Lily to stand on her own 2 feet. She had no choice but to work on her own, making one mistake after another. She worked carelessly and caused too many people. Naturally, that bothered everyone at. Even the male staff would get frustrated here. I found it strange how someone like managed to get hired. She graduated from a pretty high-profile university, but her memory was starting to doubt whether her academic achievements were true. It took my colleagues and I to cover up for her mistakes. So with them, we became busier than usual. Around that time, my relationship, husband, was going through a rough patch.
Huh? Overtime again?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Please eat dinner without me.
Fine. I already cooked for the both of us.
Sorry.
Noah wasn't happy that I kept getting home from work so late. When I'd get home, he'd always be in a bad mood. Sometimes he'd even already be in bed. Since he was in the restaurant industry, weekends were busy for him, and he would often drink with colleagues after work. Many days he wouldn't return home until midnight. Because of that, we spent less and together. To think that this would happen after we did so well for so long. My niece then began doing another BC thing at work. She started taking time off regular that she feels unwell. Even if she made countless mistakes, caused everyone problems, there were things she could do, but taking so many days off, other to take over her work and everyone having to work overtime more. As head of our department, I wonder should do. Having worries both at work and in life, I felt completely exhausted. My husband then did something ridiculous. It was on the weekend. I was at home resting, and I had just eating dinner. My husband finally got home from work at 11 p.m. As he entered the living room, I saw that he was walking behind me.
Welcome home.
I looked at the person walking behind me. It was someone I never imagined. She had a triumphant look on her face. Soon as she saw me, her face turned. My husband didn't notice the look's faces, and he began talking.
This is my girlfriend.
Huh, she is?
Yeah, and I've decided to marry her.
Wait, what are you talking about? Marry her?
Don't get too shocked when you hear. She's pregnant with my child.
Excuse me?
I'm going to take responsibility for marry her. She's only 18 years old after all.
18-year-old.
Don't take this the wrong way, but she graduated from high school. It's a legal relationship. The fact she got pregnant proved to don't have any issues. It's your fault that we couldn't have any at all.
He looked at me as if he had won.
My girlfriend is pregnant, so let's divorce.
My husband said that as he wrapped around his lover's shoulders, but his lover stared at the ground, whole body shook intensely. Her reaction was only natural. After all, she is my niece.
What is the meaning of this, Lily?
Noah was surprised to hear me say his girlfriend's name. Without thinking, I began laughing.
That's true. You two never met after married. Lily is my niece. She's my older sister's daughter.
What?
Noah began looking between us. Why?
No way! You two are not related?
Lily stared at the ground.
22-year-old who works at my company.
Noah was obviously shaken by everything that was being revealed to him.
Wait, what?
It seems the two of them met on a day. It was so gross that Noah would use like that when he was already married. The two of them met up, and he became something like a sugar daddy.
Don't call me a sugar daddy. I was just supporting her because have money.
It doesn't matter what you call it. You admitted to having an affair and divorced me? You'll have to pay me alimony for this.
Well, I'm not sure what you mean by edit, but I can try to help. What is it that you need me to edit? It doesn't matter if Lily lied about her age. She's pregnant, so I need to take responsibility.
Well, I appreciate that, but it still doesn't change the fact that you had an affair. About my being infertile. I did some tests and saw my perfect results, so I should be able to get pregnant with no problems. They didn't usually recommend fertility treatments to men, and I didn't want to force you into anything. But have you ever considered testing yourself? She lied to you about her age, and see? Don't you think you should take a pay test?
What is the purpose of this website? Are you saying Lily betrayed me?
My husband seemed unsure whether he Lily or not. Lily was still very flustered that I was her lover's wife, so she couldn't speak. I stood in front of her and spoke.
I will tell my sister about what you will report this to our company. I overlooked the fact that you complained about me behind my back and called me an annoying old lady, but I can't take it anymore. You're horrible at your job, and you lied about your age on a dating app. You're just too much. Even if you don't get fired, you need someone to turn to.
Lily's face became even more blue.
If you've understood, leave. This apartment is under my name. When we divorce, you have no right to here.
Pale-faced, Noah packed his bags and apartment. I hired a lawyer, filed for divorce, and sought financial compensation from Noah and Lily. Lily's affair became a huge topic since she had made so many mistakes and caused a lot of trouble for many people. She was drastically cut back and moved to an office far away. Lily couldn't stand her punishment, quit. After putting in so much effort she barely lasted a few months. It just a waste of time. Well, she got what she deserved. In order to leave the countryside, she studied desperately and got into a university, but once she enrolled there, her behavior became really rotten. She knew she was attractive, so she is a tool to get other students to work for her. She rarely ever went to class and just hung out, but she still managed to get good grades. She had become lazy, so even though she had grades and graduated from a good university, she was useless at her job. Of course, I told this all to my sister. My sister was livid and dragged her back to the countryside. She now has to help out on the farm and use nearly all the money she makes to pay me back. All she has for herself is a small... By the way, it turns out that the father-child relationship wasn't with my ex-husband. Lily had other sugar daddies, but when she got pregnant with them, they all disappeared. Noah was the only person who believed the child was his and said they should be together. But when he found out the child was a girl, he left her. My sister plans on helping Lily raise her child, which is partly why she called her back to the countryside. I hope Lily's personality improves after she becomes a mother. Noah still works at the restaurant. Life has become tough as he struggles to pay off his debt. He lives a poor life alone, worrying about his debts every day. I am focused on my career as always. I keep my employees on track and work every day. My worries are all gone. So I hope now on I will live a fulfilling life. Thank you for watching.